Leanne is at the Joburg market there this morning. Of course, our live broadcast from one of Joburg's most recognizable institutions. It will focus, amongst other things, on the ever-increasing cost of food and fresh produce. Let's cross over to her now. Leanne, a very good morning. What does this mean for the nation's family at large?
Good morning, Liesl, and good morning to everybody that's tuned in this morning. This is, I must say, something very different. We've never done this before, and I don't know why, because this market is buzzing way before we even on air, and it's so lovely to actually come down to the Joburg market. This, of course, is the hub for where we get all of our fruit and vegetables, and we're here today to see how it operates and to get a little bit of a background information into the pricing of food, because we've been noticing how expensive food is becoming and how difficult it is these days when we talk about price and competition and the small retailers trying to get in with the big retailers, all of these kind of things. But this is really where it all happens. And this now, I mean, if I go back and I just look at a few of the dates that I've got in front of me, it was established in 1893, so a rich history here as a fresh produce market at Market Square. This was in central Johannesburg. I'm sure those of you that are listening, it's bringing back a lot of memories from a very long time ago. But then, of course, this moved into the premises that we're in right now, and this is 50 years old. So last year, 1974 was when it was established, so last year celebrating its 50th anniversary and still going strong. We're in just the one hall at the moment. We're in the, this is the fruit hall. There's the potatoes and onion hall, the vegetable hall, and other halls at the moment. So you will see everybody coming in here to try and buy their fresh produce. They deliver in the evenings. These are the farmers, so that by the morning when everybody comes to purchase their fruit and veg, it's here for them. The trucks are loaded and off to the shops they go, and then you and I go out and buy them. So let's talk a little bit more about what actually goes on behind the scene and the role that basically falls into the market agents, because they are a link between the Joburg market, the farmers, and the small-scale buyers. So joining us now is Andries Erasmus, who is from the Potato Market Agent and the RSA Group Board member. Andries, nice to have you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Morning.
Okay, so we pulled you from the potato market into the fruit market because there are three halls actually, and you're based more at the potato one, which is behind us.
Onions, yes.
Potatoes and onions.
Yes.
So talk to us. I mean, what is the role firstly? I suppose it's a good place to start. What is a market agent?
Well, we are the link, as you said, between the farmer and the public in actual fact. So we pull the product to the market. We never own the product, so it belongs to the farmer, and we basically have a trust relationship with the farmer to sell on his behalf. So this market is a commission-based market. It's a free market system. And the prices get determined, and in actual fact we discover the price every morning. So it's economics 101, so it's demand and supply.
Yeah.
So every morning we see what comes into the market, and we feel the demand, and we discover a price.
Yeah. So that's pretty much your link. I want to find out how, obviously you've got your suppliers, but how do your small-scale farmers actually break into this market? Because one can imagine it's safe to stick with the regulars, make sure that you've got the guys, you've got the produce, everything's fine, but you've got your emerging farmers that want to break in. And how do you break into this?
Oh, it's so easy. I mean, you phone a market agent, you phone the traders, you send the product, you consign it basically to a market agent, and we sell it on the farmer's behalf. There's no barriers. It is the easiest thing in the world to send to Joburg market. Any markets for that matter, countrywide.
Yeah, yeah.
So the system is open, and the system is conducive to new farmers.
If we look at the pricing, because obviously pricing is determined by a number of factors, how are things looking at the moment? Because South Africans are complaining bitterly about the price of everything. I mean, a food basket is an incredibly expensive thing, and it's just getting more and more and more. So I know you say this is a free market, but let's sort of estimate, how are these prices determined?
Well, like I said, it's supply and demand.
Yeah.
I would say the cheapest food in the whole country is on the fresh produce market. It's the base price. You know, when you buy on the Joburg market, or any market for that matter, on the floors, it is the lowest price that you can actually procure produce at. From here it goes to shops. There's cost involved in terms of that. Goes to informal market, the formal market, the chain stores, and obviously they have costs. So they add their costs, and then that's the price basically that the consumer pays. But here on the market, there is no cost added because it's the base price. We sell on a commission base. There's nothing that we put onto the price, and I think food is still on the market. It's relatively cheap.
On the market is when it leaves the market that perhaps maybe the problems start. But potatoes, I mean, this is obviously your field of expertise. We saw it hitting, basically increasing 13% year on year. Has it stabilized? How are things looking? Because obviously it may be cheap here, but by the time it gets into our trolley, it doesn't seem to come down.
Look, you must remember that we had extraordinary amount of rain earlier in the year. So the producers that were actually in the market, that were able to send to the market, had too much rain. So there was a period where they couldn't even get into the lands. So then that creates an artificial shortage. What happens to the price? The price goes up a little bit, but it has stabilized. It's come down quite a lot in actual fact. There's enough produce out there. The farmers have planted. The conditions are fabulous at the moment. It's perfect for potatoes, and the produce is coming. So the prices have stabilized, and the price is actually, I think it's half from what it was two months ago.
But I wonder what it looks like on the shelves, and that's something that I think we need to be vigilant of as consumers. So this is the information we need, because we know the prices have gone down now, but if we go to the shop, I wonder if the potato prices come down. And I know that's not your problem because you don't work out on those prices, but just as I wrap up with you, food security in South Africa, you were saying there's an abundance of potatoes, things are looking good, but in general, how would you describe it? Are we in a good situation, or is getting a little bit nervous with regard to food security and the supply?
Look, I think one of the main factors that create either a shortage or an oversupply is the weather. So our weather is a little bit funny, and there is extremes to the weather. That creates a little bit of a shortage now and again, but I think food security is good. Our farmers are, I think, the best farmers in the world. They don't get any help from anywhere, so they are reliable on themselves, and they are creative. The new farmers that come in, they are so knowledgeable about farming. I would say most of them have gone to university. They're degrees guys, and they know what they're doing. So the food security in terms of agriculture is absolutely there. I think the public actually misses a beat by not coming to market more. They should come and buy the freshest. I mean, it gets from the farm tonight, it gets delivered. Tomorrow morning you can buy it fresh. There's nothing like that.
Amazing.
It doesn't go to a warehouse, first of all. It comes fresh.
Straight from the
So it's straight from the farm.
Farm to the table.
That's it.
That's your tip for this morning. Thank you, Andries. Thanks for talking to us. So there you go. I mean, maybe I'll pick up a few things before I leave, and I'll find out the prices of these things. I mean, here, this is just a reminder to wash your fruit, because you never know, someone like me has been touching it. But this is the reality, fresh from the farm to the market. But what happens between the market and the shop is where that price comes in. So anyway, that's what we're focusing in on, the price of food, the increases. And here we are at the Johannesburg food market, one of the biggest, if not the biggest in the country. We'll continue to come from here this morning.